All right, guys. We are starting another episode of Low End Giglos.
LED.
Leg.
Awesome. We're here with, well, you guys should know who's on the show. It's me, Jonathan Kaplan.
Joshua Pallid.
Kevin Sanchez.
Your friendly neighborhood gigolos.
Yeah.
Who have now been stuck in the house for 80 days.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of shit going on in the world. This
How
week,
can we avoid it? Yeah.
I mean, this week has been fucking. It's only. By the way, I'm gonna speak objectively here. I've seen worse happen out there, but we're all home, and no one has nothing else to do. And when there's nothing else to do, you kill cops, you loot, and
you be annoying on Facebook.
Yeah, you'd be annoying on Facebook about things.
Yeah. I mean, that's the three things people know how to do.
But man, when you see those fucking videos, bro,
dude,
it
yeah.
does get you angry. It's like, what the fuck, man?
Well, exactly. Like, absolutely. Like, it created especially for people who are home, seeing that shit happen and feeling like truly powerless in your own life makes the rage build like so fast. Like, I mean, there's no way to watch that video and not feel like, what the, you just are so angry.
Well, maybe if there were people there recording it and saying stuff, maybe you just gotta push the motherfucking cop off the guy.
Yeah, it's like that episode of Black Mirror, where they just follow the people around. Do you ever see the episode? It's on the first.
Oh, but that's the one where they're punishing her.
Right, but you don't know that till the end.
Right.
So you're like, why is nobody helping?
Right.
Well, because you're scared to. They have guns. They have guns, and also it's hard to prove that guy's would have died if he didn't die. It's hard to prove that shit. That's why no one helps. You don't think people want to help?
No,
I'm thinking is the next time this shit happens, it's gonna happen in the South again or somewhere west, and there's gonna be some guys there who are packing, and they're like, "Hey, man, he told you to get off his neck."
There's gonna be a standoff.
There's gonna be a Mexican standoff, baby.
Dude.
The video that was most disturbing to me was, did you see the one where there was a guy and he was like inciting a riot?
No, I didn't see that.
Kev, you saw it, right?
I still haven't seen it, but I know what you told me.
Bro, I'll find it after the show and show it to you.
By the way, hold on. Josh, you know what we could do on Zoom?
Huh?
We can screen share and it'll pop up.
Oh, no doubt.
And we could all watch it, and our listeners could watch it as well.
Okay. Bad idea. Wow. All right. Well, send the link.
I will.
We could do it on the page where we just figure it out. Yeah.
Basically, it's a guy wearing like a full gas mask and I think like a hoodie. Basically, his face is obstructed, and they're all in front of what seems to be either like a giant supermarket or a thrift store, like a strip mall area. And he walks over with like a piece of like a pipe, or maybe like a plumber's wrench, and he walks up. They're protesting, and like there's people being loud and protesting, but no one's destroying shit at this point. And he walks over nonchalantly with intent right up to the windows and just starts smashing them one after another.
Yeah.
The best thing though, John, is there's some young black kids there, and they're fucking taping him, and they're like, "Yo, who the fuck are you, bro? Like, why are you doing that?"
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, like, this whole thing, I mean, if the cops and the police department don't think that the reason that all of this crazy shit is happening all over the place isn't because of them and their fucking, I mean, that you get what you deserve. Like people may armchair quarterback this situation, but like, you do that to somebody. And
no, but this is the thing I'm trying to say is, yeah, I agree with that 100%. Like, people are gonna react hostile when it's the same fucking thing that's been going on, for 100 years in fucking America, killing people, killing black people.
Because your point wasn't.
But my point was that this guy wasn't a protester. This was somebody nefariously trying to damage the protesters by inciting riotous behavior.
It worked technically, no? Like,
listen, when people People, when they fucking see, shit's getting out of hand, they see a couple of windows broken, like, I don't know, like, I'm not saying I would partake.
I didn't see the movie, but I would imagine that what Josh is saying is the premise of the Joker, right? Like,
Yes.
there are people ready to pop off and do their own evil once. Like, there's a great movie called I gotta find out what the name of it is. It takes place in the last days of Pinochet in what do you call Argentina, and it's about like a fringe dude who's just kept in check because there's an infrastructure around. And when the dictator sort of like is in full power,
right?
Like, oh my God, I can get like he doesn't say these lines, but he realizes he can get away with killing people like a psychopath because the police are not going to go after him. They're going to go after some other thing because it's
they'll blame it on an enemy of Pinochet.
Exactly.
Instead of wasting their time going after the real murderer.
Right. So just like what you're saying, I think it's just like exactly people are.
I'm saying in terms of the Joker reference, I think what you're saying is chaos begets more chaos, and a lot of people are already on the brink, and especially if you add the fact that people have been in quarantine for months, that the world hasn't been acting the same, that there's people who are running out of money.
Everyone's uneasy.
You add that with what do you say, Kev?
Everyone's uneasy.
Everyone's uneasy. Everyone's on fucking edge already. But then you got a guy fucking inciting it. Like how many other of these, nefarious people are fucking amongst? It's
not to mention like the two videos. So like the videos that like I saw that like, so one video was the bird watching guy.
Yeah.
Which was also like deeply fucked up.
Yeah.
But here's the weird thing. So a fan of Grading Animals, Jason Ward, New York.
Yeah.
He has his own bird show that's sponsored by Topic. Like it's a
serious bird show.
Channel.
Right.
Anyway, his show, his premise of it's a YouTube show. It has thousands. Like he's had famous people. Like what's his name? He's had comics on there. His premise of his show.
It's for people.
It's a show on
It's for people. It's not for birds.
No, but his premise is he's a black birder. He's a kid from the Bronx.
Okay.
Got into birds.
Oh wow, it could have been that guy. Was he? He's friends with the guy, I bet.
Yes, he was on TV the other day, talking about this thing because it's a small.
My man's a real legit bird watcher.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Not like Birdman from Master P.
No, but what I was saying was that like, so I posted so this kid Jason Ward, it's doing like all these events like about like sort of like after what's happened, and I shared his thing because I was like, the fact that happened to that guy is sort of like almost like within the world of the people that I'm.
Right, it touches you. It's 6 degrees of Jonathan Kaplan.
Totally. So yeah, and then the other thing, like
listen, I know crazy fucking. I don't want to use the B word to describe a woman, but I know crazy ladies like this. I think we all.
For sure.
I mean, she's probably similar to the lady who like tried sabotaging your job when you still were working.
You know what? They interviewed the girl who did this thing.
Okay.
And it turns out that she just has had nothing to do since the comedy clubs have been closed.
Wow.
Wow.
You might be joking, but if this is even remotely true, then there's some
Josh, high five. Josh, high five. We did it again.
But I want shit like that to be true.
Well, it is. She's the kind of person who would have screwed somebody's life up for nothing, because that's all that is. Taking someone's life and just crumbling it in their hands because they can.
Yeah, it's crazy how like, because I mean, listen, I'm getting my info from social media. Leonardo and social media, right?
Right.
And then people post shit like, man, she really trying to weaponize the cops against this man.
The way she changed her voice.
Well, it's been done, but the thing is that it's been done so many times, and it probably led to. I can't even give it a number, but I'm sure it led to at least dozens of black people being murdered because someone was being a fucking prick and
for sure
pointing the fucking cops at him.
Yeah,
I mean Damn, son, it's just fucking wild, son. Tea-time caps out here, bro.
T-time caps, man. Like I have to be in literally a different mind state.
This is what happens when people start listening to Takeshi 69.
Yeah, I
Are you
agree.
listening? Are you listening to Tekashi?
No, I don't listen to any of that. I listen to actually. I listen to the album I listen to most probably of hip hop is Young M.A.'s album.
Word?
I have her album for months. It's great. I got it after the Eminem song.
Oh, that's dope, man.
It's great. I mean, there's one song called Cold World, which is my favorite song.
That's fucking cool. Yo, man, fuck, dude. It's been a weird. So, like, I mean, they burned down, I think, 3 police stations so far in Minnesota.
It's incredible. I mean, so I'm so glad that those buildings burned down because it's like fucking just what I was saying earlier. There's something that I like that retribution is being paid to the city or a symbol. Let people, regardless of what is thought or how it all works out, that like they did this and then something from theirs is destroyed. I actually think that that's great because the anger needs to go somewhere. And like the people who do that need to know that they can't get away with it. Maybe they got away with it in the big scheme of things, but the hatred leveled at them, like I hope they all feel it.
But they do feel it. They're like, okay, this isn't worth it. We're an itty bitty police unit. Or I don't know how that shit works, but like we're a small police unit. We're in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Yeah. We're fucking. We can't afford to make mistakes like this no more. Like, and then other states look like, oh shit. You know what I've been saying is a lot of other police stations from different states are like, yeah, what they did was fucked up.
That's cool.
Because usually they ride or die with Team Blue. You know?
Yeah.
And this time they're like, you know what, man? This dude, what he got arrested for?
It's got nothing to do with Team Blue. It's got to do with good people and bad people.
No, but I'm saying police stations. Police stations.
Not sticking by them, you mean?
Yeah.
But no, how could you stick by somebody who's fucking...
They always do, bro. What are you talking about? It happens all the time. It happens all the time. And the ones that do stick out, they end up getting fired, suspended, or their lives completely fucking changed because they're treated like shit in the system. Because now you're a traitor.
I wonder if the reason the other police stations aren't like all like staying in unit is that like the economy is going to be fucked up for a long time. Like we're also in the like allegedly the precipice of a long period of like like nobody's going to have jobs, like it's going to suck. Like a lot of places are not going to come back after this, and I wonder if it's like the damage that like is that this is caused on top of the fact that the economy's all fucked up. Like who knows if like imagine Minneapolis like really suffers as a city.
You know, it sounds like you ever seen the original RoboCop?
I remember, yeah. I haven't seen it.
Sounds like the city that they're living in the original RoboCop.
I don't.
Do you remember that?
Well, it's supposed to be like a really really shitty Detroit. I mean,
it's
Detroit
it's like a futuristic Detroit with like really bad crime and like everyone's fucking out of work and there's like criminals.
You know what? We're gonna. Okay, so that reminds me of something. Like, remember how like New York City used to be like in the like when we were just born, like that city. Like,
yes, my dad used to take me to strip clubs when I was 4.
Well, Minneapolis or wherever the fuck this happened, I keep forgetting where it happened.
Yeah.
Honestly, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
They made me feel like I kind of want to ride with them. Like, they made me feel like there's a united front there. Like, you can't fuck with their citizens. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
Right? Like,
so. But I mean, the thing is that they did fuck with those citizens.
They did, but now they don't think twice. Like, I feel like New York, to tell you the truth, is such a big city that people mind their business, and we don't riot like that. We don't protest like that.
Yeah, but you know what Michael Jackson said?
Oh,
he said, don't think twice, don't think twice.
Well, it's Kevin, it's very interesting. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't remember there being like when Amadou Diallo happened, which was, I mean, there could have been a crazy riot for that, right? Don't you think so? No?
Not really,
You
bro.
think you think killing somebody is worse than fucking them with a broom handle?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Not-
Worse, I guess you're right.
Yeah,
It's
there's actually
by
there-
inches. It's by inches, but it is worse.
It is worse, but you're right. It's a game of inches, and
I mean, didn't I Can't Breathe happen in Staten Island?
huh?
Didn't I Can't Breathe happen in Staten Island?
yes.
I'm saying, though, there wasn't no riots. There were like a march or the protest.
Why? Because we have. I mean,
You know why? Because that was pre-corona and times were still
Too good.
too good.
you think
The
they're going
economy was good.
imagine New York City gets fucked up like that? Like the
It
closest.
was. They had 75 people got arrested yesterday. They didn't talk about it too much in Manhattan.
What?
Yeah,
For what?
protesting.
No, but I'm talking about like imagine like up near Fifth Avenue. Imagine up near Fifth Avenue where all those nice stores are. Imagine they all got fucked up by violence. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but you know what? That would be the least damage done anywhere because all those stores are completely insured.
Right.
If anything, they would all make money. They could write some stuff off.
Yeah.
They could decide to move away.
So what they would do, they would videotape it and then spin the narrative like we sacrificed ourselves because we know we're wrong and we're corporate. But like doing corporate lip service, like they wouldn't change. It would just like
You know what they'd have, John? They'd have like the CEO standing out there telling the cops, "Stand down, stand down. Let them take it." Let
Yeah.
them take it."
Happen. Let this happen.
Like Saks Fifth Avenue, because we care. This is the future we live in.
well,
Yo, you know what was great? We were in Harlem today,
mhm.
and in the middle of the street, they were just giving out haircuts. They were doing haircuts.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think because you can't do it
life
indoors.
finds a way.
Life finds a way, and honestly, that barber looked miserable. Like, oh, I don't need money this bad.
Yeah.
You know, like he was like, I could see in his eyes implying, like, I might as well do Uber Eats because this is not worth it. This nigga head stink.
He's not even looking. He's cutting. He's like cutting the guy's ear. He's not even looking. He's just looking out like in the distance, like what his life could be.
He just told everybody, hey, I'm doing straight Caesars.
he like has the buzzer and he just like lets his hand go slack and shaves off the front part of their head.
Because that's your hair now, bro.
Like, hey man, you get to pick the end of what this dude's haircut's gonna look like.
Yeah, that would be great if like they're giving out haircuts on the street, but he has his cell phone and he's scrolling through his cell phone and he's like buzzing, not even looking at the person. Taking a buzz swipe.
Kevin, do you know about this thing that they used to have an infomercial when we were younger for a product called the Flowbee?
Never
Do you remember what that is, John?
Remind me.
Okay, it was an attachment for your vacuum cleaner hose that had like like an electric cutter in it, and you would suck your hair and it would cut it to whatever length the Flowbee was set at. So if John wanted to give himself like a 2-inch haircut,
I do
he
not
would
remember.
just Flowbee vacuum clean his entire head.
Wait, you had it?
No, but this was a big thing. And then anytime like a kid would come to school with a fucked up haircut, I'd be like, look at this fucking dude's got a Flowbee haircut.
Oh, I
you were
got
just following the Flowbee.
it's the Flowbee. I have a commercial right here.
You have the Flowbee commercial?
I have
Should
the
we look at
Flowbee
it?
commercial. I'm about to share it with John.
Oh, that's great, dude.
Look at us getting high tech.
High
I
tech.
do like it. I do like that. We're trying to do something.
Pick it. So did anyone
They used to run this commercial every fucking night.
did you know anyone who got their haircuts with a Flowbee?
Nah, I think any kid in New York City who got a Flowbee would have gotten killed at school.
Dude, I like the idea of calling somebody like, look at this Flowbee coming in here.
Yeah.
The only kids who had
That's
fucking
I like
jacked
the
up
idea.
haircuts were fucking like the kids who were like fresh off the boat and they were still rocking the hairstyle that they had from fucking overseas. Them shits was hilarious. The funny thing is now everybody wears those. Oh, you found it? You got it?
Did you?
Yes, we
I'm
found it and we're gonna watch it. Hell yes.
I Facebook messaged you. Sorry.
It's all good.
Now you can press share screen at the bottom.
That's what I'm about to do. All right, guys.
This is fucking awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, let's see. Is this
You,
one?
John, you don't remember this?
I don't. Let's play it.
Simply connect the Flowbee to your home canister vacuum. This ingenious device lets you give yourself and family perfect haircuts every day. And don't forget, the Flowbee pays for itself in 5 to 10 haircuts, with many different styles, layered haircuts
Jesus
to choose from.
Christ.
And it's fast, easy, and clean.
Did I describe it correctly?
The home canister vacuum. But now, the Flowbee ensures a perfect layered haircut with very little spin. In fact, now you can use the same exact haircut.
The Flowbee for fat retards.
I mean, listen, I'm sure they sold millions
The
to fat
Flowbee
retard.
must be a white guy. Not gonna work on black hair.
You know what? You know when it got banned? When some fucking hick tried fucking trimming his
His
bush.
dick in there?
Tried trimming his bush and it sucked his ball sack in there and grinded it up.
Oh, that is pretty great.
And it was just like it sucked his ball. It sucked all the juice out of his ball sack. It was like a raisin. It was just like raisined out.
You know what I also love?
You know what it was like? It was like a vacuum sealed ounce of weed.
Are you serious right now?
I'm saying that's probably what happened.
Oh, okay. Yo, dude. Again, another thing I hope actually happens.
Hold on a second. Kevin,
Yes.
listen.
Yeah.
We're going to periodically during this podcast make shit up.
Yep.
And you're also going to have to like think, they might be exaggerating for comic effect.
Very true.
Maybe I don't have to ask every time if it's real.
Very true. Very true. You're right.
Hold on. One thing about this commercial. This commercial, like, I guess they were like, listen, one thing that we have to tell the consumer is it's loud as fuck. So this thing is going to have to drown out all the voices in the commercial.
But wait, this is the thing. You want to know why it's loud as fuck? Because vacuum cleaners back in the day were loud as fuck.
Yeah.
Vacuum cleaners now are a lot quieter. They're a lot quieter now. But, they had to do it based on, like, what's the average person's vacuum cleaner? And that was, like, early 80s. There were people who had vacuum cleaners from, like, the 70s and shit that had, like, fucking, massive motors on them. So, anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Flowbee back to Shark Tank. You were just watching Shark Tank, Kevin and I.
Yeah, I actually did like, I would say if you gave me one for free, I'd try it.
Really?
Yeah.
But do you see like how that could be dangerous if someone tried using it on like non-head?
Yeah. I mean, and having the tube like that, like putting your dick in it is always in the back of your mind.
I don't blame you for thinking, yo, I don't want my balls to be hairy. What can I do? How can I quicken the shaving
The process.
balls? Yeah, the process.
Yeah.
I mean, because
I invented something for that.
Yeah.
I invented something for that. It's basically a liner that you put into your underwear. It's a liner you put into your underwear, and it's basically wax, and it like heats up during the day, and then like your balls get into it, and then at the end of the day you just pull it off, and it takes off all your balls.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like a liner for your underwear. It's a product that I've been working.
You wear a pad. You wear a pad.
It's not a pad. It's a.
Yours sounds.
Well,
like
I don't listen. I don't have to wax my balls every day. It's like it's like a few months.
But you do have to put something there so the blood isn't just touching against.
Oh no, I don't. You don't bleed. No, I have strong, virile, non-bleeding nuts.
Interesting. So you literally wax your nuts and pull like the thing off, like virgin style.
Well, you did it in a very painful looking way. I would do it much more like quickly, like ninja style. You gotta like look one direction, and like that when you're not looking, you take it with the hand and like
this right.
Like you tie your, like they used to tie your tooth and then like slam the door shut.
I heard about that draconian practice, and I was so glad I lived in a civilized household that didn't do that. But this thing that you're talking about,
we did it in mine.
This thing where you're basically the wax is on your balls, and you're like pulling all the hair off of your balls. It reminds us all that gigoloing. It's like, if you're going to gigolo at your level, there are precautions you have to take that are like professional hazards.
You take it.
I remember when I wanted to get my balls waxed, right?
Right.
I just wanted to see what it was about, what it hurt, was it worth it?
So you moved in with Josh.
And I'm testing out the product. And The truth is,
He still hasn't taken them off, so
He's been wearing the thing on his dick the whole time. He's
he's been wearing the wax removable for like
yeah,
4 weeks.
I'm just waiting like every actually.
Where do you think the giant hornets showed up from?
Yeah. Actually, I've been able to take off the underwear. The wax stuck to my testicles now.
I like the idea that you have a wax pad stuck to your balls that you haven't taken off, but you've been with a bunch of girls and you just have to make an excuse.
I haven't been with any girl.
You're like, I had a rash. Listen, it's better that it's covered up. You don't need to worry about it. Or just being honest. You're like, listen, I was going to wax my balls, but I was like, I don't want to do that to my balls. You get it.
You can always blame anything on a comedy bit. Just tell them you're working on a bit.
What?
Yeah.
When she says something, you just say you're working on something.
Oh, yeah, that's what I do. I'm a prop comic.
I'm taking prop comedy to the next level.
Level out here, all right?
You know who he is, John? He's Eggplant Top.
How great would it be?
John, you heard he's Eggplant Top.
Yo, but Kevin has to go and workshop that material, so he goes and does his coming out on stage fully naked, or actually with a t-shirt and naked on, and just dick with the pad on his balls. We're like, let's see how this works tonight. I've been working out this new material. It's like, everyone in the room leaves. They're like, Kevin's doing his waxing his balls bit again.
It reminds me, Kevin and I were watching, there's a comic who was in the military. He put up a bit on the internet the other day about how like they give you terrible health care when you're in the military, and he expected to have good health care, and he had a day where he had terrible
Hemorrhoid thing?
Huh?
The hemorrhoid thing?
Yes, you saw that?
Kevin posted it. I was like, I didn't watch it because I was like, what? Do I care about
Well,
it?
the thing that it reminded me is he gets to the part and he's like, the doc's like, all right, man. He's like, I got to operate right now. And he tapes his butt cheeks from one side of the bed to the other bed. He's like, man, this is not fucking. He's just making shit up as you go right
now. Oh, the doctor taped his butt cheeks?
He taped one butt cheek to one side of the gurney and one butt cheek to the other side.
God bless, dude. And then he stapled the duct tapes on the ass. That'll keep him.
Bad, man.
And then he took a chisel and was like lightering the end of the chisel. Be like, this is gonna be like 5 minutes. He's just like hammering the chisel off the guy's ass.
I think they use lasers.
The kind of comedy I want to make.
Huh?
Man, I think I've been living too much like a savage for the last couple of weeks. Like,
Really?
I'm looking like if a girl did come over right now, there'd be like things that I just can't recover from. Right? Like my pillows haven't had a pillowcase in a long time. And now has all these what do you call it?
Bugs?
Dried cum stains?
No. Like lint on it. It has a bunch of lint on it.
Yeah.
Right? And even when you put a pillowcase, you can still feel the lint balls on the pillowcase, bro. And it's so embarrassing. It's like I gotta get new pillows now, son. Who lives like this?
Well, actually, I'm glad that it's funny, like I lived with my parents for a long time, but like I grew out of like living like a 20-year-old, like, savage, like what you're talking about. Like, it's like at a certain point, like 32, I was like, yeah, I'm going to make my bed in the morning. Like, you know what I mean? Like I started to just like have a more, ordered, also like,
John, aren't you hanging up that blue tarp behind you because it's a big mess behind there?
No, actually, this is my soundproofing for my studio.
Well, there goes my stupid joke. I thought that's what you said to us last time. See, you're setting me up for failure.
I'm excited to show off the studio. Can everybody see in there? I love this thing.
That's where John does his OnlyFans.
That is a good idea. I mean, if I was smart, it would. If I was.
No, wait, didn't you tell me you posed nude for art?
Close. I took a picture of myself naked and drew it. So
Yes. Yes. Well, so technically you did.
What? I've never heard this movie.
See, John, who remembers
there's
everything?
actually 2 full episodes of this very podcast.
You talked about for 2 episodes? I don't think.
We talked about it because when I brought it up, you guys really like raked me over the coals, but good for it.
Well, I'm just saying now.
Good. And it was
now
great
that-
because what I know how to do is take the hit and make sure that it's the funny meat of the comedy instead of some people get like offended or upset or like, you know, not you, but you know, other people.
Who?
I don't know, people that can't take a joke. You know what I mean?
Have you been encountering people like that lately?
We all do. I think that like that element is why not everybody can come
I
on
did
the
it today.
podcast and have fun.
I did it today.
Hold on.
What did you do?
When you and Leonardo started talking about Dominicans, I was like, hey.
Oh, yeah, you didn't want to do a caricature of the Dominican people, which I don't blame you.
No. That doesn't bother me. It's when I didn't want you to be like, the people there are going to murder you. So, I mean, that's a possibility. I know
Right.
that, right? But I wanted you to say it in a way where it can be digestible.
Oh, right. But I said some
Like,
good
you're saying he doesn't like how you wrote the joke.
He started to find himself getting offended and triggered by something.
I actually did. I was like, fuck, what kind of a loser am I?
But listen, I was going to say, I got cast in like.
Oh, you know, Josh, I mean, Kevin, you could always just blame it on Josh being offensive but not really funny.
I can do that. You're right.
You could, but I am funny though. Yo, listen. We have a video coming out. We did we mocked CNN the other day.
I know.
And
Oh, you guys are coming out with another pro-Trump sketch?
No, pro-Trump sketch. No, it's a bat. I didn't have any pro-Trump sketches. Did we?
I think so. I mean, here's the thing. Isn't like obviously like CNN is bad. Like I agree. Like it's not but like that sketch was like, you know, I mean, I don't know. Like I don't think that it's off the mark to say that like part of that premise was Trump's like okay. Like it's like the more reasonable, if you're gonna say that like, you know what I mean? It's not a
Okay.
I'm not saying that's a pro-Trump cut, but that was sort of the part of the take. I'm not. Oh, by the way, I'm not
But
like
the take on it. The take on it, at least from my perspective, doing it. You know, listen, Kevin and Leonardo might have their own perspectives on doing it. I didn't write that sketch. That was Leonardo's, but I did write a couple other ones. My perspective on it. You guys know how I feel about Trump. My perspective on it is not. It's not about whether I agree with Donald Trump or I like Donald Trump. It's about how over the top the press can be and the way they produce things to the public. So the thing is this. So we did release that, and of course, some like super right wing with like 50,000 followers Twitter person retweeted it, and like people dug it. Someone said I look like Combs from Hannity and Combs. Remember Combs?
yeah.
He was like the liberal half of Hannity and Combs. They're going to be in for a surprise because the next one we're doing is Fox News, and it's coming out, and we saw some of it today, and we completely obliterate Fox News.
Hell yeah, dude.
And we make fun of Donald Trump. So, like, the whole point is that the point of these videos, I wasn't going to step into something where I'm starting to make political statements. My political statement is all politics is bullshit, and I think that's
Totally
what it has to be. So I think it's going to be a real funny thing because we have these, like, right-wing followers for the moment who are going to probably pop up in their shit because a lot of them started following it, and it's going to be some big bashing of like their side.
Well, it's like I think it's great that you guys are making stuff. Like I think that's actually the positive thing. It's like just making more stuff because like at the end of the day, it's just another joke. Like online content are today's jokes, and it's like. You just got to keep making stuff. Otherwise, you know what I mean? It's like.
Yeah, we did around 3 sketches today, or 3 things worth of sketches.
Hell yeah.
And just to have some in the bank, and we're going to be, oh, by the way, I got fucking, I got Premiere.
Oh, yeah. Nice, dude.
I finally got it. Honestly, I felt like a kid on Christmas, dude.
Mm.
Fucking seeing all the apps it comes with. It's like, holy shit, you can do a lot with this.
Hell yeah, man. That's great. You got the full, like,
Oh, bro. I got it for $20 a month.
$20 a month. Fantastic, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
$20 a month. And now I just got to learn how to use the program.
Well, you know, I'm a fucking expert with that shit. So let me know what you want to know and I'll tell you.
I will. And I'm going to try to like YouTube most of it because I don't want
I'll give you good people to follow. You should follow Peter McKinnon. That guy is the best. He's taught me shit a lot.
Okay.
In fact, there's one video that you should see. Like, I'll send it to you.
Right away, off top.
It's like a good thing to start with, where it's like, let me just get my shit in order. How am I going to work this? Like, it's very good.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm glad. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. So, because you know, whatever. I'm not gonna say it on the podcast, but like, it's gonna be nice to have control.
No, I know that you guys were saying that.
Yeah.
For sure, man. I mean, look at how much I like control. I don't even let you guys anywhere near stuff I do.
We did grading. First of all, we did grading animals, and it came out great.
It did come out great. Yo.
I didn't see it. You put it up already?
It's part of the Patreon show that I have.
Oh, this is a ploy to make me give John money.
No. I actually wanted to share it with you guys, the whole thing as it was all edited together. I will actually. But you know, the thing is, for the Grading Animals Patreon, the first part of it is like, I'm doing a podcast, but I'm not being like trying to be funny every 2 seconds.
Okay.
So it's very much like, I was actually more vulnerable about, I'm like, oh, this is going to be different type of content for me, because I'm like, I just wanted to go like give a little behind the scenes of like this one episode. And then I knew that I wanted to like cut to us like having fun.
Like, can I ask you guys a question about, you ever see a nice guy? Like just a sweet dude? Like he takes everything into consideration, right? And it's really them. Like it's them as a person. And you like sit there and you start to hate yourself because you're not that sweet.
Oh.
And you wish you could be that nice.
That's really nice, Kev. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I don't think that. Sometimes I think that like, I don't know. I always tend to see like where you know, here's how I'll explain that. Those people who seem like they're really like considering everything, often like if you look hard enough, there's something that they're not considering. Because it's like, if you have your whole like worldview like made up, often you believe in one thing, and that like makes you be able to put everything in its nice box.
Okay.
Like, you know, I come from, you know, when I was growing up, I had like the Jewish side and the Spanish side. And like, I knew that like, I couldn't use the Jewish software completely for my mind, or the Spanish side completely. So I was like, I always saw everyone's like their worldview who was like, I know what I'm doing, or I know what I'm doing. And I'm like, you guys are both wrong. Like, there's no way to actually think about any of this shit. It's all just chaos. And it's like, if you're so sure, then you're not seeing what a totally different perspective could be. I don't know if that's the same kind of person you're thinking, but that's what made me think of that.
I don't know that, Josh.
No, I was going to say, this is what happens when Jews intermarry. The child's confused. He doesn't know what he is. By the way, my son is a halfsy, and I love him more than anything that ever existed ever.
It might be the reason why you like me so much.
My kid's going to be home in a week, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's only been 80 days.
You gotta sober up, huh?
I'm sober. I'm pretty good. I'm good. I'm all right. I got things okay.
But Kevin, you judge yourself to a person like that?
Sometimes I'm like, yo, I need to be a better person. I need to be a nicer individual. There's some people like, you ever have I had a roommate one time bring me coffee. And I was like, not Josh, it was before I met Josh. And Josh does shit like this all the time too. Well, like they'll just bring me coffee. Like, hey man, I got you a coffee for no reason. I didn't ask, nothing. Because I saw that you like this, so I got it for you. I'm like, and like it really takes a fucking. It makes me reflect. Like, oh man, I would have never got this motherfucking coffee.
Well, that's how I know. Yeah, That's how I know you're not a psychopath.
What?
Because what you're saying in your incoherent, blunt way of speaking is that somebody did something nice for you and it moved you in a way that you couldn't even express. You're like, I feel like I'm not good enough for this nice behavior toward myself.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to put that except just to feel bad. Like I should be nicer. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
But like a real psychopath would not feel anything. And it would just be like, I have one more coffee now. You know what I mean?
I've met people like that.
And those people are the ones that get successful.
That's true, son.
It's a shame. It's a shame. Having a heart is a good thing.
But that's because you're judging things based off of success.
No, it's not a good life. That path is a path that I don't want to be on.
I'd rather have one good personal relationship with a human being than and never be successful than fucking have everything and never make a connection with any human.
Here's a wild thing. We've been in this pandemic for, as you've said, like 80 days, right? And lockdown. And like, I haven't worked. I haven't, like everyone, I haven't worked. I have like been in these walls the whole time. But for the first time, like I'm actually able to like really get like this time has been, I've never in my life had so much time to like indulge my creativity. And like, it's not fame. It's nothing more than actually being in pandemic with everyone else in the world. But I've been like, oh man, this feels good. Like, I don't want this to end, almost to the point where I'm like, man, I'm going to be sad when I'm not going to be able to be here every day and make fun shit. Right. And that's to me, maybe the greatest success of all. And it's not success. It's actually like technically things are bad.
Right.
So like,
you still have the car, right?
Oh yeah.
You could just tube the exhaust into the apartment.
Oh,
Yo.
Go out on top.
You're right. That is a good idea. Actually, speaking of that, I've had scary.
Don't do that. It's a terrible idea.
No, I've had actually weird dreams. Not all the time, but I've been having these weird dreams where it's happened 2 times where like I'm in the middle of editing something or like something, right? And I get afraid that like, what if I don't wake up tomorrow? Probably because of the pandemic. Probably because like there's an existential thing that you might just catch something and die. And I'm like, oh, what if I don't? And I like in the dream, like I wrote an email to like Marianne, like I'm like, you know, here are the last projects that I want to get done. Like I, for myself, would like the world to see what I was working on. Like, just here's the thing, finish it out. And like, and then in the dream, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to bed. I hope I don't die, you know. And then like, I don't know if I die in the dream or like the intent is like, that's the end of the story. And I had that type of dream 2 times. So maybe tonight I'll run the hose from the exhaust.
No, don't do that. Please don't, because then I'm going to get late.
The episode, I'll explain in my email to Mares. I'm like, please edit this episode to make it look like Josh killed me.
Focus when he does a diabolical laugh.
And I'm like, I'm going to go to sleep and I'm like, and I just cough out.
Yeah. You do like an Instagram on a bit. You do a Facebook or Instagram live and like you tap me into it. And I'm there and you're just slowly dying on the bottom of the car.
June 8th, they say the first wave of opening New York City back up.
Wow.
So that's not how you're supposed to describe it.
No, they're calling it waves.
They are calling it waves.
Really?
Yeah, don't fucking question me, bitch.
Yeah,
it's a terrible idea to name it.
I know, that's such a bad idea. Why would you do that, bro?
It's so stupid.
Why would you call it the first wave?
Why not the first phase?
Dude, I don't know.
Are you sure they're not calling it phase?
I just saw a post saying
Actually, Josh, you have a good point. Now in my head, I'm like, it probably is phase 1 through 4, but Kevin doesn't know how to read it. Like,
you know what's funny? I'm calling it.
Kevin, you got to look it up now and find out.
You got to look it up. Yeah.
The funny thing is, Kevin called something out before and he got reprimanded, and I was just like, "Hey, but isn't that right?" And John's like, "You know what? You're absolutely right, and that doesn't exist in the universe."
Yeah, it is funny, like how I have zero loyalty to either of you on the show. If I find an opening to fuck one of you over, I just go for it.
What? Team Sanchez out here, bro. Team Sancheesy, saying shit wrong.
Oh, it is Zone? No,
Huh?
not Zone. It's not Zone, Phase, Wave.
I'm looking for it.
It's got to be phase. Phase.
It's Wave.
Be phase 1, phase 2.
You guys can keep talking.
No, I think we'll just wait for you to Google. This is on the other end. Kevin's like, okay, Phase, F A Z.
The name of my father's nightclub when I was a kid was called Phase 2.
Wow.
It actually was originally my dad's club was called Eclipse. When I was a little kid, it was like a little, it was like a mini Studio 54, but in Queens. And then it changed to Phase 2. And then it changed to Pallets.
Yeah, it's first phase.
And then Phase, huh? It's not Wave. It's not like Wave, like a wave of this.
Maybe I'm a Nostradamus. Okay.
He's a Nostradamus.
I said it right. No, I said it right, bitch. I said it with a D. Rewind the tape, son.
Nostradamus.
Nostradamus. Anyway, maybe I'm just, calling out the future, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
We're done with the first wave.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I hope it's not the truth.
Nah, I don't know, man.
If there's another outbreak, a big spike, they're gonna throw us all back inside of our cages so
Dude,
quick.
is it? I mean, and I don't know. Do you think if the protest doesn't create a wave, then I think this whole thing is screwy, or I think COVID at least wants racial justice.
Oh, the protest you think should start a wave because? Oh, I didn't even think
It'll start the second wave.
Because a lot of people
Are not. Yeah. How are they going to social distance while this is happening?
How many thousands of people are protesting? I don't know how many is it? Is it
I mean, I
100?
saw the pictures and it looks like, I don't know. It looked like a lot of people together. So that's how diseases spread. Plus it was like wet. I mean, it was raining.
Right.
So I was like, but if it doesn't, then I'll think that COVID, like, at least
conspiracy
has like a moral compass.
What about that lady that was stabbing people who were looting?
Oh,
Like,
and
there was a lady in a wheel. Swear to God, this is not fake.
that's where I saw the guy breaking. If you go to that video, there's a link after that to the guy smashing the windows.
There was a lady in a wheelchair.
And what are those things? The ones
An electric wheelchair.
The ones like fat people used to like scoot around, the hover around.
Razor scooters? No.
Things they give you in Walmart to get around the supermarket.
And she's out in the front while people are walking out with their TVs and shit. And she's just like, yeah.
She's in her chair stabbing.
In her chair trying to stab motherfuckers.
Up, dude.
She's like, thank you for coming to Walmart. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, let me see your receipt. She took her job mad serious, Joe.
Dude,
but then somebody hit her. Somebody
hold on.
Fire.
Somebody was like,
not in the face.
What you doing? They started smacking her up, right?
Yeah.
And then she kept trying to stab out here. So these motherfuckers took a fucking fire extinguisher and just blasted her in the face with it.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah, they made
I
her.
thought you were going to say they bludgeoned her skull in.
But the thing is also, she was faking.
Then I'd be like,
and even then, by the way, dudes be like, yo, leave her alone. Come on,
She's
guys.
an old lady. She's an old white fat lady.
Right.
But also the thing is, John, she didn't even need to be in the chair because they show her in some videos standing up and causing problems.
bro.
She wanted to stab people, be lazy, racist, and not even have to stand while she
Are
did
you
it.
serious?
That's the ultimate white privilege.
Yo, I'm gonna do this from the comfort of a chair. I'm gonna stab you,
I'm
black.
gonna sit here in my hover round and fucking stab these people.
Yo, honestly, it's almost like a purge situation, right? Like it's almost like the first day of purging, and no one knows how to really do it yet.
Yo, it's a very interesting thing you bring that up because, like, I think that 100% purges was how all of those Eastern European ghettos were like emptied out of Jews. Like
Yeah, that's how
purge.
they used to kill Jews. They used to blame all their problems on
No,
Jews.
right, but like even the way of the purge, where it's like everybody is going to indulge in their most evil, like
Yeah.
hatreds. That's how like that was. But like, just like the tenor, as it's like it's very weird. We don't see a bunch of people going that evil. Like, you know what I mean?
Not a lot. Listen, I've been telling people like that these people today, they like say everybody's evil or whatever. They like to say that the world is bad. It's like,
Yeah.
this world's not that terrible, son. We were in a pandemic and most of us behaved. We were like, you know what? We're all going through it. Let's not make it harder than it needs to be. A
Yeah.
lot of people are acting that way.
But
The
the thing is,
whole
at the end of
world.
the day, love wins, and that's the truth of it.
Well, it's funny. It's like in the 1920s, like before, Josh, like before Hitler rose to power completely, there was a culture in Europe of like the brown shirts, the black shirts, all these fascist, like proto-fascist groups
Yeah.
of just gangs of men who would just decide to become the enforcers of their villages. And they wouldn't like mass murder, but they would fuck people up. And it was a known thing that was just part of the culture. Like that didn't happen during pandemic, like a roving motorcycle gang that just sort of like terrorizes the middle of Long Island, like unchecked.
Also, what are the cops gonna do right now? Like for Minnesota or Minneapolis, I gotta get it right. Fucking
Yeah.
They call the National Guard. That's like once you get the National Guard, when's the last time the National Guard was involved?
Probably Ferguson.
Bro. Also, National Guard, some of the worst trained soldiers you've ever seen in your life. I really want to see what that National Guard looked like.
Right.
I would love to see.
What is it?
First of all, some of them was in the loot. Some of them were looting. I'm gonna let you know that right now. Some of them were definitely in that Target taking shit.
They're like, hey, everybody get out of here. And they're like, oh, shit.
It actually would be interesting. Did you guys ever see Four Lions, the movie?
No.
Yo, you guys should watch that. It's good. I sent you a clip of it one time, but the audio was really bad. It's about these four like dimwit British guys who decide to do a jihad.
Oh, I think I remember this.
It's very
true
funny.
story, right?
The movie is kind of, yeah. Like it's definitely ripped from the headlines, but the comedy of it is great. I mean, it's like the Three Stooges, but
Right.
they're like dumb British. Half of them are like white guys. It's great, and it's like, dude, we're gonna do a proper jihad, yeah. Like it's just doofy, but in that movie, like there's like a riot that happens, and like I was just thinking as Kevin was like, oh, those guys are National Guard. It'd be interesting to like think of all the people, all the little groups at play during this riot. Like we were talking before, like you got the people who are protesting, then you got the psychopaths, then you got like the National Guard stealing stuff, like, and just think of all the different people like that are doing all this different shit.
I mean, I feel like we're living in the greatest sketch of all time. It feels like we're living in the greatest sketch of. I mean, seeing that lady, that's some Family Guy shit, bro. Seeing her trying to stab people from a motorized chair is fucking bananas. Not only was she doing that, but she was an old woman. Like,
It's not her place. It's not her store. She has no stake in it.
but I don't think she did it because she was trying to do the right thing. She
Also,
was doing it because she had evilness in her heart, bro.
it was like, oh, people get to steal, I get to stab.
I get to stab. That's what I'm saying. It's like a purge situation.
What do you get to do? What do you want to do, Kevin? I'm stabbing today.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why, like, there's like I think that, like one of the, I don't know where it is, but like one of like the tenets of like science or physics is that like everything leads to entropy, which is total chaos. Like all order, it's leading to chaos. It might be because things decay and die, and like everything that's alive is like just going to turn into like the bones of what it was and like just flow into the atmosphere. But like, when we look at like what the future is going to be, there's this like, dark like thing that I think everybody has, that like we kind of are like begging for the chaos.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like,
I killed a cockroach today. And it was pretty big. and
Water bug, not
it
cockroach.
was a water bug, yeah. And I killed it. I was just happy that it didn't fly into me or some shit. But as I killed it, that adrenaline rush was amazing. I was like, I haven't felt this since training. You know, like I wanted to kill. Like I had the urge to kill.
Well, John, touching on what you said, when we first started the pandemic, I was writing new material. In fact, I think I even said it the night that we did the very last show at Zona, that or maybe I did it on my first one of these Insta or Zoom live shows, that I feel guilty because I feel like I've been begging for this shit to happen all these years. Like I liked the thought of like society falling apart and the world becoming something different,
Yeah. Oh,
but
for sure.
Right. But then if you remember, I told you, but then I have a fucking kid now and he has to live in this world, So there's an immense guilt for once taking pleasure in the hypothetical thought of society breaking down.
Dude, I
have a kid who has to survive it.
Yeah, when you said that, I remember how I felt like when it started. And I gotta say, I still do feel the same way in that, like, I had no love for the world that was. Like, it was a real fucking struggle. And I felt that everybody's attitude was focused on bullshit. And that was like so like dominated. Like, it's like we all make things and we all want to feel like there's space for us, And I guess in a very existential way, like that's the same thing that's happening literally with this riot. Like the people who are under that type of police brutality, there's no space for them in the world for real. You know what I mean? It's just like it's true oppression. But I think we've all felt like the thought oppression, but just like basically like, listen, the world is not for you. And it's like, that's just like the organization of like how hard you got to work for everything. It's like the fucking decaying value of our artistic creations. Like the world is like, oh, we've now valued the greatest art as a 1-minute TikTok video. So nothing you make is of any value to us. None of your work. And it's like, when that world just died and just is destroyed, I was like, great, because that's not the real world. That's a world that's fucking got its priorities in the toilet.
So you're saying make a TikTok account?
I said that half a year ago. I mentioned TikTok.
No, I'm a firm believer that the end of this things will be better than they were before. And I mean, they have been for me on a personal level, not financially, like my survival business. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen with that. But, for instance, I'm getting along with my kid's mother for the first time in 5 years. I don't think it'll ever decay.
Big deal. That's such a big fucking deal.
It is a big deal. That's a quality of life issue,
Yo, I wonder how many families just like, yo, this made me real like I need my wife, man. I would not.
Let's not get that far. No.
But I'm saying, like, if this worked out for you, there's got to be some couples that are like this really worked for. And then obviously we're gonna have, because the first thing everybody thought, everyone's getting divorced.
Right.
That's the first thing everyone thought.
Right.
And it turns out it's just not true.
No.
People love each other when they don't have all the bullshit around them.
Right.
When they're not like getting up at 7 a.m. after going to bed at 2 a.m.
Right.
To go to a job that they don't fucking like and have to get on a smelly fucking train with some asshole who didn't put on deodorant, but it's 87 degrees outside.
Right.
Oh, and you walked into the train station and there's no fucking air.
Oh, man.
There's no fucking air. Right? So now you go to work, you're 20 minutes late because some dude threw up, right? He doesn't know how to just get up and wait for the ambulance on a seat, right? You're 20 minutes late to work, your fucking job is giving you warnings. Like, who the fuck are you to give me a warning? You need me. You know what city we live in?
You know what's amazing, Josh? How much Kevin knows about having a job.
Yeah, I was going to say, what movies have you been watching about work?
I'm like, yo, this is fucking UCB level 5.
Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is?
I am like the fucking
John, let me talk to you.
It's like that. What?
John, he's just verifying the information that he told unemployment. So Just go along with it, John. Just go along with it.
That is-
I get on the train and I get there.
You know what it reminded me of? The scene in is it Reservoir Dogs? Where he's like, or it might be Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction, when there's the scene where it's in the bathroom and he's like, listen, when you have to tell this story, you have to know exactly what happened in this story. You have to know, you know this part of it?
It's Reservoir Dogs.
It's Reservoir Dogs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very lived in. That was a very lived in experience, the way you told that.
Well, I've had jobs, guys.
I know,
I've had, hello, I was in the Army.
You're right, dude.
That was a job.
He's right, man. New York City, man. That what you were speaking is the true living in New York City.
Yeah, and then,
That's what it is.
then you go home. Oh, your job's not done, though. You go home, and you got your shitty kid who hasn't learned anything all day because it's 10 hours of schoolwork. There's no way to process that shit. He goes back home. He's like, Ma, I need help with homework, or Dad, I need help with homework. And you're like, all right, explain to me what they want to do. Like, I really don't know, man. You're going to have to read it for yourself. I don't get this because I can't. I have 10 hours to learn 10,000 things, and I can't function. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, that kid is like, yo, all I've been thinking about was masturbating all fucking day.
I know.
All fucking day. And I got to go home. My parent, now that parent is like talking like, you fucking idiot. He's saying shit he don't mean about his
You know,
kid.
there's not even one unit of masturbation in the New York State curriculum.
There should be, though. There really should be.
No, that's what sex ed was for.
Sex ed didn't teach you about
You know,
masturbation.
it
Maybe
didn't
now.
spend enough
Maybe
time on masturbation,
No,
really.
I would read the books and I would jerk off to them. You never looked at the picture of the cow skull and masturbated to it?
I had great porn already, dude.
John, you know the cow skull?
the cow.
The cow skull?
What are
Yeah, you never seen like what a female reproduction
Oh,
organ is?
yes,
Type of
yes.
a-
That's. I know. I always did like jerking
Oh,
off.
look
to
at that.
women.
Motherfucker jerking off the fallopian
Look
tube.
at that skull of a dead cow. Ugh.
Yo, this dude, that's crazy. You're from the generation that got hard over fallopian tubes. I've never.
No, Kevin.
You're from that generation.
That is fucking great. Getting hard over fallopian tubes. Let me write that down. Title of episode. And we have been the low end gigolos.
Yeah.
It's been an
Happy
hour.
birthday to me, thanks.
Yes, it has been an hour. I'm just going to stop the recording.